Kokemachine for real fishing. Welcome to the party. So this is my first fishing outing of the season, and I'm pretty hyped to be out here right now. I'm in a hut from Lake Nipissing Outfitters. For anybody who's curious, I will be in the parking lot at the Birch Grove loading zone there, the Birch Grove parking lot, selling minnow clappers tomorrow. Okay, so if you're interested in meeting me in person, find some clappers, then that's the place to do it. Anyway, so I'm about to start fishing here. So far, I had a really big mark on my radar here, but couldn't get them to bite. But I also didn't have a minnow on. Anyway, so we're gonna get started with the live fishing here, and I'm just gonna. It's always the first trip out is always the rough first run, as I often say. So I forgot minnows. However, I went over the next hut over here and, like an ice fishing homeless man, bummed a bunch of minnows off the next hut over. Luckily, they went easy on me, because they recognized me. There are also people out here with Lake Nipissing Outfitters, so it's all good. All right, so pretty eager to get going here. I had a pretty fun morning delivering lures all around to a bunch of different people and some surprise lure sales that I made to a bunch of anglers at Deepwater Point, access point there. So let's just say I left my house this morning and said I'm going to come home with $500 in my pocket, and I came home with more than that. So that's good. That's good. It's nice to see bright days. Anthony H says, "What area are you fishing?" I am fishing in South Bay here. All right, so I'm just gonna try to adjust some of the lighting stuff here because it is a little bit dim. Like I said, rough first run, so I got to figure out a few things. Oh no! Okay, that's not so bad. All right, I'm trying to make it as bright as possible without totally washing my face out. Good and it's not good. All right. Let's see here. All right, well, this should be okay. All right, so we're going to start dropping some lures. First lure down. I'm going to start with my own lures because I'm eager to try out some new styles here. So this is my Golden Boy. It's a mini clapper, but I guess maybe you'd say small medium. Anyway, got a nice juicy minnow on there. Gonna drop that guy down. I actually caught my biggest walleye on this one last year. 23 inches, I think. So it's lucky. It's got luck in it. I'm just going to try to adjust some few things here. So at one point I'll have the camera sort of facing the hole so you don't have to look at my nostrils flaring all the time. But I'm going to try to figure out live streaming a little bit better. The problem is a lot of stuff you learn about live streaming is people recording, video games and on computers and stuff where they've got a lot of access to different wires and computer setups. But I've basically got to set up a mobile system where I can do this and try to have more than one camera going. So here's the original classic clapper. It's funny, I thought I had just come up with this recently, but then I found a clapper that was like all rusty that I must have put together like years ago. It's funny. Somebody said I heard a beer. Unfortunately, no. I live on the other side of the lake. And I don't like driving with any amount of alcohol in my system. I will be drinking a Monster energy drink though. Like even one beer, I don't know, it just wouldn't feel right. Okay, so I got some customers looking at stuff here already. Let me turn this camera around, see if we can Oh yeah. Oh, had a top. Probably heisted my minnow. I'm just gonna take some adjustments here. Guarantee you that guy just. Oh, there we go. Okay. First fish of the season. Feels walleye like. Okay. Of course, he's gonna get all tangled up in my cable there. Sorry. Oh, it's walleye, all right. Okay, I'm just gonna try my best to do this. Two. So he's a little guy. Not a bad start. Definitely went for the clapper there. Okay. Oh! Treble hooks, eh? There we go. So he's definitely not a keeper. Definitely a throwback. Probably 15 inches. Maybe 14. Not a monster. Just gonna try to adjust this so you guys can see down the hole a little bit. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how much you guys can see. So I'm gonna try to adjust things as I go to try to make it easier. Each new hut's like a little bit different, you know? Okay. So that's a good start. Bernie, sometime in the future, do you want to be on one of these live streams? I know that you live not so far away. Probably wouldn't be too hard. All right, so I like to hook them right below the dorsal fin here. Okay. All right. So let's try to get this wire a little less in the way of everything. All right. So the charm of the live stream is it's very quick and dirty. You get to chat, but yeah, don't expect too much fancy camera work. But the thing is at the end of the day, the fish I'm catching are in real time, and that's kind of sweet. But then the sad part about that is that the fish I'm not catching are also in real time. So some live streams can be extremely boring, but you know, that's fishing, you know? Everybody knows sometimes you're out here, chill out a little. Before I even started the stream here, I just like put everything down, took a breath, listened to the silence of the lake. And then, of course, some dude ripped by on a snowmobile. So, but, you know, you have those moments in between. All right, so I'm going to crack my energy drink right now. Monster style. All right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna see if Bernie responded here. Oh, so Bernie says, "Welcome. You're welcome at my place anytime. I think we're due. I got a guy tapping. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Jig feels light. I think he probably got my minnow. So I also have a second rod on the side here, but I'm just dead sticking that one. But I think this guy got my minnow, so I'm just gonna. You can always tell, eh? It's like your minnow, it just feels a little lighter. Uh huh. Minnow heisters. But they seem to be biting today, so that's good. Yeah, when I discovered I didn't have any minnows, I thought, oh, this is, I've caught lots of fish without minnows on, but I feel like these days I've really gone minnow pretty hard. I think most people out here want all the chance they can get, so they put a minnow on constantly. I know sometimes fishing for perch, sometimes the action be too hot to even bother with minnows. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust this again. Okay, clapper's going down. I'm just gonna move my radar a little closer. Like I said, I'm gonna be adjusting things just to make it a little easier to see for everybody. Yeah. So I'm just gonna adjust a few more things here. One day I'll have this all worked out real good. So I'm just going to try to adjust the brightness settings here, because the display is way too bright. It looks great for me, but I think for you guys it's got to be a little bit less bright. Okay, I think 60 or 50 is a good number. Let's try 60. So I've been rocking this Garmin Striker 4 for, boy, it's been a few years. And it's great for the price. It's no live stream, but it sure gets you in the game without emptying your pockets completely. I saw a dude out there in Calendar Bay today. Yeah, he's another dude with a YouTube channel called Forever Young. I think it's Forever Young Fishing, something like that. And boy, he had the craziest ice fishing rig I think I've ever seen. It was this whole trailer that was like, had wheels on it, but then you could lower it down so that it was, so that it had skis on the bottom. And so you slide along on the skis once you're on the ice. But like inside, they had like a microwave, like a stove, all the good stuff. And yeah, I got to watch them playing around with it. It was pretty cool. I can only imagine the bucks. The bucks it's got to go into a rig like that. Oh, come on. This thing must be on some sort of auto business. I don't see anything that says auto mode. All right. So it's starting to get dark in here a little bit more. I'm gonna turn on this, open this window behind me here. I do have like a headlamp that I'll be putting on as it gets actually dark. So I'm just gonna read through some comments here. So the guys in the next hut over that hooked me up with the minnows, I guess Lucas Miller says, no worries for the minnows, Coke. We were on to some perch over here. Yeah, that's probably who heisted my minnows over here. My kid was like, all right, Dad, I'm coming with you on this, for this fishing trip. He he's eager to get out here. And I was like, well, I'm going to be on the live stream. And he's like, that's okay. I'll just watch you. But I think I'll be taking him out tomorrow for his first ice fishing trip of the year. Well, that fish was a good start. Let's hope we can see some more like that. I've got a few new buckshot rattle spoons, including a tungsten one that I got my hands on that I'm pretty eager to test out. But I figured I'd start with some of my own home brews before I got into that. But yeah, sorry, somebody was asking how much ice we're on here. I believe it's, I didn't measure it myself, but I believe it's probably 12 plus. Yeah, about 12 plus. Just going through the comments here. Credit Angler, Tight Lines, Coke, Bruce Dunstall, Get 'em Coke, good luck. Dave Parent, Sup Coke, catch us a big one. That's the plan. I'm going to catch like 5 big ones tonight. All over 30 inches. Just kidding. I've never caught one over 30 inches, so that'd be sweet though. Nick Bruce, thanks for the good luck. David Bennett, welcome to the party. Steve, good afternoon, Coke, good luck. Anthony H, I think I said, yeah, I was fishing South Bay out here, and I'm in, 28 feet of water? GS star 1414 says, you look fine, man. Thanks, dude. Darren Gage, hoping you're on the fish, Coke. Yeah, I was seeing them. I figure they're going to be coming in flows here. Okay, Graham Carl says, if you run into a guy and a grandson, he is a bud of mine. Hello to Darrell. Big Easy checking in. Lucas Miller. I guess I already answered that one. Coming up on Monday, Rob's 5-star. Blair. Yeah, they fixed my tooth. They added a whole big chunk of that stuff they had. I was missing a pretty big chunk of it. And then I guess while they were drilling things, they discovered that the next tooth over had a small cavity in it, sort of like between the teeth. So they figured they'd give that a filling too. My dentist said that I may need a crown in the future. Sometimes I feel like my dentist is often coming up with expensive things. You know. Yeah, at one point my dentist, I'm not like ripping on my dentist, you know, she's a fine dentist, and I'm obviously not giving any names or anything. One point she she took her pick there and picked the gap between my teeth, and she was like, we can fix that, you know? And she's like, just, we can do it with Invisalign. And I'm like, well, that's neat. Yeah, of course I look up Invisalign and it's like $2,000 or $3,000 or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep rocking this. See, the funny thing with the gap in my teeth is my teeth used to be like this when I was a kid, and then I got a retainer and all that stuff and went through all that torment, and then I had perfect teeth for like 2 years, and then my teeth like spread out a little bit, giving me this Kokemachine signature look, and then it stayed like that since. And my dentist at the time was like, we can fix that with another retainer. And I'm just like, it was kind of miserable going through the process of having the retainer in the first place. And then my buddy, who's like a dental hygienist, was just like, he's like, people pay to have one of those put in. And I'm like, well, there you go. I got one for nothing. I guess you could say I got it for the expense of going through the whole retainer game. Just thought that was something worth mentioning. Saw some other creature come in here, but then it disappeared. So I do have a headlamp here if it gets too dark. Rob Walker says, are the larger bungalows from the outfitters going out yet? I think they're all out. I've seen I'm out here right now, and I'm surrounded by bungalows. So it's I think everybody's basically rolling now. So that's good. Come on, more fish. Oh, yeah. Is that a fish coming down, or is that my other lure? Ah, it's my other lure. I was just jigging up my other lure there. Made it look like there was a fish coming. Like where Andrew Thomas is like, looks like you planned that, Coke. Yeah, it all went according to plan for a brief period of time. So Bernie, you got your hut out there already, or are you getting it out this weekend? Uh, Corey, you say, hey Coke, where are you fishing at the government dock area? I'm in the South Bay right now, in one of Lake Nipissing Outfitters huts. What Before the sun was going down, I was totally expecting it to be sunny for a while, but now it's really starting to go. Jeff Turner, sup? I gotta turn down my heater here. It's getting a little too toasty. So I'm glad to see that this weekend's gonna have some milder temps. Okay. But I got one of those big buddy heaters going on over here, and it is cooking. I turned it down low, so it might be making a funny noise. I remember when I was out with Rob's 5-star there, people tell me that they heard some sort of crazy whistling and their dog was going crazy. Come on, fish. So we are right at the right moment here. I talked to a couple guys at the Calendar Bay dock there. They said last night they had a really banger night, and then in the morning it was just dead. So I guess, like all fishing, you can have some moments, and if you're lucky, you can catch Lots of fish. Continue through the comments here. Michael Gates said it was super slow on calendar on Friday. Steve, you said you're off calendar last Saturday in the wind and got 0. Was it? Yeah, I guess last Saturday was like the spoon toss. I talked to a couple guys when I got in there, got out to do the spoon toss, and they said they had got nothing, but they were at Kinsman Beach there. Now Al told me somebody's gonna be coming here to fix a heater at some point, so you might have some new characters in this live stream for a few moments. So Brad Allen, you say you're staying at Sunbeam Bungalows? I guess that's right in Calendar Bay, eh? I think I was looking at that today. Okay. So it's probably going to be just about time for me to fire on my headlamp here. It's starting to get a little bit dim. I got this headlamp here from Amazon. It's one of these plug directly into, like you don't use batteries in it, so you just plug it in. Works pretty good. I won't turn it on into the camera. Let's see here. It's like there, a little bit dimmer. It's like, is it necessary yet? there's the strobe party effect for later. So I think I might try my. It's a funny thing because I'm not seeing like things coming on the radar, so it's like I might throw down one of my little rattlers. I do enjoy throwing a rattle bait out if I'm not seeing anything. I find it attracts a lot of fish, but a lot of those fish just come to look at it and see what it is and then take off. So I just got to cross the room here, grab my favorite rattler. The sun is setting out there. So this here is one of my, it looks big in my hands, but it's pretty small. This is one of my favorites here. I like the golden rattler. And this one's by, looks like we're gonna have some company. This must be Al and his heater guy. So yeah, I'm gonna fire this guy on. We'll see if we can rattle some in here. Excuse me. I keep burping. Don't mean to be rude. How are you doing?
Good. Are you still alive?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna take a peek.
Okay.
It won't affect you.
Sure. How are you doing?
And yourself?
Welcome to the broadcast.
Have a blast.
All right, we're gonna throw in a rattler here and see how that goes. So I'm rocking these rattlers, like to throw, like to sort of pop them a little bit and then let them sit, make a lot of noise, see what's coming in. Nipissing hard water, getting itchy for fishies watching this. Yeah, I feel it. Credit Angler, you're saying you're having trouble with minnow heisters last weekend. I tell you, they're everywhere. Yeah, Bernal, when we get fishing together there, buddy, I will hook you up with the minnow clapper for all the help. So Brian Trudel said, "Can I buy what you're housing and where?" I'm not sure. You mean what I'm using and where? You can find, if you're talking about the middle clappers, you can find them at forrealfishing@fourrealfishing.com. Credit Angler. Yeah, the Masudo rod company there gave me these rods a couple years back. I was doing a few giveaways with their stuff for a while. I like them a lot. They have served me well, and yeah, very sensitive. Get the job done. Mike McNabb says, "How's the fishing been so far this year?" I think for other people it's been pretty good. This is my actual first time out. Yeah, the sun's going down, that's for sure. Jeff Vanderkoy say, "Are you at Nipissing Outfitters?" I am indeed. Bruce Dunstall says, "Hey, Coke, are you using the standard transducer or did you buy the ice transducer?" I was using the standard transducer for a couple of years, and then finally I had a bit of extra Christmas money, and I said, "Okay, I'll buy the other one." And the ice transducer, like, it works. The other one worked fine. The ice transducer is just like the cable's a little more supple and shorter, and it sort of just works better for ice fishing. But it's not something that, like, you absolutely need to have. Daylight Kate asks, "How deep is the water? What bay are you in?" I am in South Bay, and the water is 28 feet deep. Jeff Burnett said he bought a rattling roach. Amazing lure. I don't know if I've heard of that one. I'll have to check it out. I got a couple of I was buying some lures for my brother, and of course I couldn't resist buying myself a few lures too. So I got myself a Meigs perch looking one, and then there's this one lure, I'll get it out as soon as I get a chance, that it's hard to describe. I'll have to show it to you. But it, like, knocks. It, like, is a jig that, like, knocks two pieces of it knocked together. It's pretty cool. KVG Fishing. How's the bite on Nos bouncing these days? Paul Brown, you're asking, am I going to use my drill auger all season? Yeah, yeah, I might need an extension at some point. It does a pretty good job. You got to make sure there's no ice on the auger blades, though, because that definitely slows everything down, or just like causes your auger to sort of skid over the ice. But yeah, I would keep using that. I used to drill through it by hand till the very end of the year, and I tell you, you only drill one hole a day when you when you got 36 inches of ice. So JJ says, get us a pike. I suspect whatever big thing was on my fish finder there when I first turned it on was probably a pike. But surprisingly, it wasn't too interested in anything I threw at it. How's it going, Mr. Brick Boy? Andrew Thomas, show me how it's done. The machine of Coke. Coming up Monday. Dave Tronchin, like the live feed, nice work. Yeah, it's a fun way to hang out with a bunch of people and fish at the same time. So I'm probably way behind on all the comments here. So for those people hanging in, I'm getting to your comments at some point. Outdoor Dave, welcome to the party, buddy. Are you coming up for a night of ice camping again this year, or have you already done it? Isaac Ann's coming up January 24th. Blair Palloway, fully doodle, that cap is you. Yeah, even in all my cartoon versions of myself, I try to make sure I amplify the tooth gap in there. Adds character, right? The Pineapple Man asks, am I running a dead stick? Yeah, I got a dead stick right behind me here. Of course, rough first run, I forgot my bells and my proper rod holder that I would normally have it in. But it's there. It's got a live minnow on it and a minnow clapper holding it on there. David Dyke says that 2G could go towards the live scope. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if I won the lottery or something like that, then maybe I'd be like, oh, let's try this Invisalign stuff and try to make my teeth look perfect. But no. I like this comment there. Nipissing hard water. Lost a big chunk of my front tooth twice. Just fixed it with tooth bondo. Yeah, I guess that's what my tooth is largely now. Tooth bondo. Yeah, I mean, they said get a crown, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe this tooth bondo will hold out. You know, I can save my shekels for the next time I need something done. I mean, I've got like dental insurance, right? So I can cover it, but it's the beginning of the year, so I want to make sure I got some, because I have a limit on how much money I can, spend on my teeth. So I gotta make sure that I, ration it for the year, deal with emergencies as they come. I just saw that an order came in through my Equid store there, forrealfishing.com. And I saw that the order includes some of my Zoo Sapper worm harnesses. It's funny because the video, if you guys go back to my videos and you find the Zoo Sapper video, I swear it's the best animation ad that I ever made in my life. But I really didn't sell many of those. They do work really well for when you're drifting around because the the blade is plastic and like super light, and then as well it's got a foam piece in it that allows it to float up off the bottom. So it has no metal in the blades, so it's really light. So you could be drifting super slow, and it's going to keep it right off the rocks at the bottom, and it's great for that. I think my brother actually uses it more than I do because he's a real worm harness dude. I kind of like jigging them myself. As well, I found that the minnow clappers do work pretty well in the summertime as well. I always thought they were a little light, and I started making a few with like heavier weights on them. But yeah, they work. They work just as well in the summertime. You know, it's kind of sweet. I'll be selling those minnow clappers in the Birch Grove parking lot tomorrow, and probably every Friday. I have, I guess next Friday I won't be around for that because sometime about a year ago I lost sensation in half my left hand. Not all sensation, but a little bit of it. So I got a nerve doctor, and the nearest guy is in Barrie. So I don't think I'm going to be selling any clappers next Friday on the 17th, but I'll be there the next Friday after that. Yeah, I got to go in for an MRI where they like checked out my arm, and the doctor called me today and said I've got some sort of bone spur or something like that. Some kind of old man problem, you know. Yeah, the bone spur is coming close to my nerve, and that's the problem. I don't know. They're like, you want surgery for that? And I'm like, not if it's taking me out of fishing for any period of time. I'd rather just have half my hand frozen. You know? So my rattle bait here doesn't seem to be working so good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab those new lures I was talking about that I got, and I'm gonna show them to you guys, and then maybe fire one on a buckshot rattle spoon. All right, so here's the new lures that I got that I totally looking forward to trying out. Okay, so here's the buckshot rattle spoon. It's in blue and it's got a glass rattle. I really like these rattle spoons, and summertime too. I think they're great. And of course, this is one of my favorite UV rattle spoons. That green color, fantastic. See, I haven't even got these out of the package yet. And then check this out. This is the tungsten one. Tungsten buckshot. As soon as I saw an ad for this, I'm just like, give it to me. I'll take it right now. And then here's the one I was saying that's sort of hard to describe. Let me get out of the package there. So if you look at it, it's got like, it's this whole two-piece jig that like you lift up and it like snaps the two pieces together. So I'm kind of a sucker for any lure I don't own already. So let's take a look at this guy. Yeah. So that's interesting, eh? So I'm eager to try that guy out. Maybe not on the live stream tonight because I want to try that tungsten spoon. So, and then I also got my hands on one of these Meigs perch ones. I don't have that many Meigs. I know a lot of people love them. I have a couple that are like this that I think were made by what's that other company? Is it Normark or something? Similar idea. So I'm going to try out one of these buckshot rattle spoons with a Alright, looks like somebody might have stirred up there by the rattling. Alright, well, my dead stick's down there in case anybody wants to bite anything. Just gonna switch it up to my... So, the live streams I do here are usually only about an hour, so I will probably be wrapping it up in maybe 15 minutes or so. You know, let's take a close look at this tungsten. Oh yeah, you can feel it. You can definitely feel that. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get the light on it without... Yeah, it's got that UV coloring. Plus it's got the, look at this, it's like a brass rattle in the back. Oh yeah, buckshot rattle spoons. Here we go, the inaugural launch. Okay. All right, down goes the buckshot. Good old tungsten, eh? All right. Oh, it seems like something's stirring right on the bottom. Yeah. Looks like something's sitting right on the bottom there. All right, so the furnace guys are gone. I'm gonna say they either fixed the furnace or they didn't. I wasn't really paying attention to what they were up to. So Nipissing Hardwater says a few side-by-sides stuck in cracks. Lana, how come you're not out? Right on. Your brother's showing up on Saturday, Bernie? Now, where's the pike? I've seen a lot of people posting pike in the Lake Nipissing board. Maybe not a lot, but I saw definitely a few people were telling me about pike in a hammer handle style. I don't know if I usually, I'll catch one here and there, but it's like never like 4 or 5 in a row. It looked like one guy had like 4 or 5 on the ice. Paul Brown says, is there much snow on the ice? There is like patches of it. Probably I'd say, okay, let's go with 60% of the ice is covered in snow. And then you have 40% that is like slip and fall on your ass ice. Like super slippery. So watch out. Like as long as you stay on the snow, you're good. But I was sliding around. I've had some moments slipping on ice over the years, let me tell you. I remember one time the wind was blowing like 60k. Sorry guys. The wind was blowing like 60k and I had one of those sweet Sherpa hats on and it blew right off and started rolling. That was when I was living in the Yellock area there. It started rolling towards North Bay And I kept on trying to run after it, but the ice was super slippery, and like every 10 feet I would slip and like fall and like really smoke like my knee or my hip or my hand. And then after a while I was just like, screw it, the hat can go. But then the wind sort of died. No, what happened was the hat sort of got stuck on like a chunk of snow, and I'm like, fine. But yeah, those are the days when you learn. Oh, here we go. Got a customer. Oh, he came in and he looked. Man, that guy came in looking like he was definitely going to go for it. Oh, he's right at the bottom now. He's looking right at it. Oop. Oh. He hit the clapper. The dead stick clapper. And then I almost knocked over my drink. I'm pretty sure he stole my minnow off the dead stick clapper there. Oh, here we go. So this is dead stick clapper. Okay. So he's a walleye, I believe. Okay. Ooh. All right. Okay. So this guy definitely on the clapper. You know, I'm gonna measure this guy. I don't think he's a keeper, but he's chunky. So let's. Oh, so close. You know, I think technically he's over, but I'm gonna let him go for good luck. I'll probably curse myself. Yeah, I think he was just in the good size, but I let him go. Okay, and there you can see him going back down. If he bites my rattle spoon, then maybe I'll be like, okay. I doubt he will though. Well, that was exciting. So far, my middle clappers are winning, but of course it's not like it's a competition. It's not like I just put the tungsten spoon on now, so can't really say it's better or worse. All right, I'm gonna put another minnow on here. Whoa. There we go. That's the way I like to set them up, just right behind the dorsal fin there. You can hear the clapper going. Okay, let's see if we can get another one going before this live stream's over. Hey. Come on. Okay, down it goes. So, the buckshot rattle spoon over here. Dead stick clapper going down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on like other lighting setups that I can set up where it's not so. I mean, part of all the shadows and all this is sort of like reliving the whole experience of ice fishing, you know. If you've been out ice fishing, then this is what it's like when you have a headlamp on your head. But I don't know if for you guys behind on the other side of the screen, if you are annoyed with all the shadows that my headlamp's throwing around, or you're just happy to see some fishing. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess when I got the results back for the MRI thing, I was just like, well, like everybody's asking me like, do you want to have some kind of surgery for that? And I'm like, again, like not if it's taking me out of the game for any period of time, and if my arm's not going to fall off, then I guess I'll just keep grooving on it. Like I said, it's only like a slight loss of sensation, sort of like you're like sleeping. I mean, exactly what happened was I slept on my arm. And when you're a kid or younger person, that's not a huge problem. But hit 40 something, and all of a sudden you sleep on your arm, and you lose sensation in your arm for the rest of your life. That kind of thing. I keep forgetting I've got my other camera on here. I should have held that fish up to the camera. So let's see, that fish like sort of just showed up, and that's good. See him pop out of the woodwork. Okay, so Daylight Kate says, "Can I do a span on the hut?" Um, you're heading there on the 31st with Lake Nipissing Outfitters. So I don't think this hut is necessarily reflective of what you might be staying in if you're staying in one of the bungalows, because this hut is, I think Al uses it mostly for like day hut kind of use. I could be wrong. I mean, I think you could probably sleep in here for sure since there's beds and stuff. So I think Al told me he called this the romance suite or something, because it's got just sort of like enough space for a few beds, but a few people. Whoops. Sure, I'm glad my microphone didn't fall into the minnow bucket there, because that would have been the end of it. Yeah, so this is the hut here, and that's where I'm set up there. Got a little stove set up here, and some cupboards where you can keep your stuff. And then I think there's 3 spots for holes on either side of the hut. Just gonna turn down this ego a bunch more. Whoops. That's probably good. Yeah, so that's what the huts look like. This one's the big yellow hut. Often Al has put me in this one for videotaping stuff. I guess it has a sweet yellow vibe to it. So, how many people watching right now are out on the ice? Oh yeah, Daylight Kate says, by the way, did you hit 5,000? I forgot to mention, I hit 5,000 subscribers. It's awesome. Been a long time coming. And to be honest with you, if I never started making the ice reports, it would have never gotten to this point. Keep in mind, I've been doing those ice reports for a very long time. Like, we're heading up towards 10 years now. I mean, it's 8 years now, 9 years next year. My person I support asked me, he's like, Eric, when are you going to retire from the ice reports? I'm like, I don't know. Not anytime soon. It is like a fair amount of work, but I've got to meet all sorts of people. And, it's nice to have built something, I guess. And it would be a heck of a thing to put it down now that I've gotten this far. Not that 5,000 is like the peak of the universe, but I guess for me it has been. It's been as far as I've gotten, so I'm pretty happy about it. Hitting 5,000, now I got to figure out how we're gonna choose who gets the Fishing with the Kokemachine, guided by Lake Nipissing Charters prize. I'm probably going to try to keep it simple. It'll probably be the kind of thing where, I'll ask everybody to leave comments on something, on a video. 'Cause I fished quite a bit actually with Al in the summer on his boat, like pretty much exactly what the prize is going to be. So I have a lot of footage of us, catching fish and stuff like that. So I might throw together a little promo video, and then everybody who comments on that will be entered into, the good old sock draw. I like the sock draw system. It works well and adds a bit of thrill to it. I need to maybe get myself a bigger sock for that project. But yeah, it's sweet hitting 5,000. I know one of the guys who I was selling lures to today at Greening Bay Cottages there has his own YouTube channel. Dude's name is Duff, and he said to me, he's like, "We're gonna get you those 5,000 subscribers by lunchtime." And yeah, I think I had I don't know, 100 more to go, and then boom, all of a sudden we hit 5,000. So it's good. If I started, see, I think there's a limit to how many people are interested in ice and ice formation. So I don't think doing the ice reports is ever gonna get me to 100,000 subscribers. It'd be sweet, but it's a real niche thing. I've been surprised that I've met a lot of anglers actually, who just despise ice fishing. Blows my mind. But they're like, I sit inside the house. So Ultimate Golf Duff, that's the guy. That's the guy I was talking about. So you guys are killing it on Kokemachine minnow clappers over there. Has there been any one of them that's been, I don't have any names of them, but if you can describe any of the ones that seem to be working out. I seem to find the golden ones do well, but again, the one walleye I caught here, the bigger one was on my the Clapper Classic, which is basically one big glass bead and two black beads or two black blades. I'd have to look at it again. Walters and perch. G Star. I have a couple of dinner bells, and I use them every once in a while. I have a really micro dinner bell that, I don't know, sometimes I really like those micro spoons. I've definitely got a few fish on them, but to be honest with you, and I'm not harshing on dinner bells because lots of people swear by them, I would probably put on a buckshot rattle spoon first. But I know some people are hardcore dinner bell fans, and that's cool. They're a great lure. But I love those buckshot rattle spoons. I definitely love jigging them in the summertime too. They're great. So Stuggo Stank says, "What hut are you in?" I'm in. And Chris Casa says, "Is that your personal hut?" This is a hut provided to me from Lake Nipissing Outfitters. I do not own a personal permanent hut. I have a clam flip hut, and then I also have a great big 8-man Cabela's thermal. But I use the clam the most, and the last few days, or few years, pardon me, I probably have been going out with more outfitters than I have actually been out in my own flip hut. But I do like going out and drilling my own holes and doing that whole thing. And I love the clam for that. There was a while there where I was just going out in the mornings as a part of my exercise routine. haul stuff on foot out, a kilometer and drill a hole, fish for 15 minutes, and then come back. All right, Jeff Burnett says, stir up the mud. I can't think of a better lure to stir up the mud than a tungsten buckshot. So let me muck it up down there. All right, you can see I'm really stirring the bucket down there. So I guess I've gone a little bit long on my live stream here, and the only problem is, I would keep rolling with it. The only problem is I need my phone to contact Al to pick me up. So I'm gonna go for 5 more minutes, and then I better send Al a message because told my family I would be home, and it's probably about half-hour drive for me to get down to the South Bay here. To get back to my home sweet home. But my kid definitely, like I said before, he wants to get out on the ice, and I think tomorrow is going to be a good day for that. So, sounds like my minnows are really coming, rattling up down there. So Robert Latour says he had to downsize this week. Real small stuff. Antonio Frutti, anything about ice sickness around the lake? It seems to be that in a lot of the lake, people have been saying, 9, 10 inches. I'm sure I think somebody told me it was like 10 to 12 around the islands. It seems to be all over the place. Obviously, watch out around pressure cracks and rivers and islands as well. Create all sorts of issues with thinning of ice. Yeah, so the guys that were that were in the place here, it was a guy fixing the furnace and then Al as well. Chris Parsons delivering e-commerce. Just got home and was going to watch Monday Night Raw. I missed it. Now I get to watch Coke. Perfect bag of chips and some Coke. Yeah. Ryan Trudel says, how far out are you on South Shore? Probably a couple of K. I guess it's like, you got to think of like the way the Birch Grove launch is, and you sort of come out and sort of come around to where the hut is. Chris Casa, there are guys parked on the ice here in South Bay, and there's also people parked in the ice at Sunset Point. I didn't see anybody at Calendar Bay yet parked on the ice. Like, I saw a guy in his truck out there, but like on the ice right by the launch. I don't think people are driving trucks out on the lake, that part of the lake yet. I don't know though. Yes, Stuttgart's dank. I hope I answered your question there. It looks like you asked it a few times. Sorry, I'm sometimes like a little bit behind on things. Ooh, ooh, we got a mark down here. What's he gonna go for? Come on. You can't see it, but I'm holding both rods and twitching them. Come on. This is one of those looky-loo fish. He's looking hard. Well, looks like he disappeared. All right, guys. Well, it's been swell having everybody here. It's been swell doing a live stream. I better pack up here and get ready to roll so that I can get home sweet home. And, we're going to be doing this every Thursday night live streams on the channel here. If you're ever curious about what time it's going to be on. Shoot. I'm just going to turn the camera around here. Okay, yeah, so Thursday nights, we're going to be doing live streams on the For Real Fishing channel here. If you're ever curious about what time it's going to be, just check like half an hour before sunset. It's ever changing, as you guys know. So it'll be half hour before sunset is usually when I start. Sometimes I might start a little earlier if I get out a little earlier and it seems like the bite is on. Otherwise, that's going to be the way it's going to roll. I'm going to keep putting out videos, reports, probably leaning towards the end of the week for people who are coming up on the weekends, just talking about, the conditions of the surface of the lake, the launches and stuff like that. If there's any kind of problems, I'm trying to make sure that outfitters tell me if there's any kind of problems they see on the lake. Like sometimes these launches and stuff get all roughed up. So, people need to know that kind of stuff. And that's the way we're going to roll. I'm happy to get going with fishing here. So this is fun. So yeah, we'll catch you guys all on, I think I'm going to be releasing a video I shot today that just looks at the different launches and of course discusses the minnow heist situation that went down at Billy Bob's Bait. So we will talk to you guys another time and we'll see you real soon.